Welcome back. We have spent the last 2 years completing RuneScape one chunk at a time as a Supreme One Chunk Ironman. In the last episode we rolled our very first chunk, Sinclair Mansion, which led us to complete a very short 60 cooking grind. We then proceeded to roll a further 4 chunks, landing finally in Sorcerer's Tower, the longest grind we could have gotten in our available chunks. This chunk is home to a variety of tasks, with the main ones being 99 fire making to buy the fire making cape and 87 fletching to fletch a magic shield, which may sound easy in comparison to the beaver grinder that I just did, but let's see how we decided to tackle this new challenge. So let's stand right here in front of this chunk. Yes, thank you. South Spouse makes a very good point as well. Just as a reminder for people, Forester's campfires now give the same XP as normal fires, but obviously just slightly slower and slightly more AFK. And I don't have access to a tinderbox, so I will be using Forester's campfires to 99. Oh, here we go. Click, click. Oh, look at this. What a good day. What a good day. Amazing. So actually, this is also a good thing. We now have access to the flax field. So we've now got unlimited bowstrings and unlimited crafting XP. Because I can pick a flax. And then I can do the diary, which I will do in a bit. But first of all, let's explore. Look at this. Gorgeous. There's Ignatius Vulcan. Here's our good friend Sherlock. So we can't do anything with Sherlock at the moment. But one day. And then there's all these random trees that we're never going to use because right here is the magic trees. Let's make sure I don't wander into that chunk. Very good. Beautiful. Look at these. Absolutely amazing. We don't worry about dead trees. Don't talk about dead trees. We've got another range in here. It's basically useless. Should we search all this random stuff? Nothing. Nothing. That's got nothing. Can't look in there. So what's in this large cupboard, do you reckon? Nothing. Search bookcase. Has it got anything in the bookcase? Nothing. This bookcase? Also nothing. Oh, we've got a nice bed to sleep in. A mirror so we can check out our drip when we finally get the 99k. And then there's Thormac. He doesn't need anything right now because we can't do Scorpion Catcher. There you go. There's the answer to all the questions. Beautiful. So we've got quite a few tasks to tick off now. 17 to be exact. So shall we start off by killing a unicorn? I don't think you're supposed to do that. I think Harry Potter taught us that we're not supposed to kill unicorns. So we decided to tick off some early easy tasks on stream. We killed the unicorn and apparently got the full drop table on our first ever kill. We tackled the diary tasks by talking to Sherlock for the first time and then going over and collecting 5 flax from the flax field. And then we gathered enough magic logs to allow us to get the lumberjack pieces and string the 2 magic bows when we're finished with the fletching grind. And we decided to buy the lumberjack hat live to let people see another collection log pop up on Seers Supreme, and one that hasn't happened since we got that elusive beaver. And then the stream ended and we embarked on the next challenge in the chunk, the big grinds. We are starting this challenge off by tackling the hefty 87 fletching grind. We saved up a stupid amount of logs from our woodcutting adventure, and to be honest, I reckon by the time we are done, we will still have far too many logs. We're starting off at 72 fletching. This is where we left off in our first chunk, and to be honest, the plan is just to simply fletch bows like normal until we're done. And there we have it, our first fletching level of the new chunk, 73 fletching. We can now make ourselves onyx tipped runite bolts, which will be very profitable one day. I have to say, I am enjoying that I've gone from AFK grind to AFK grind, which really suits my playstyle. I wonder how long this will hold up before we are bossing or, running around like a bloody headless chicken. Okay, there we are, 80 fletching. That is a massive milestone. as it unlocks magic short bows, which is crazy. Who would have thought that we would be wielding an MSB only a few chunks after my starting chunk? Let's get a magic log out and a bowstring. Let's make this bow. There we go, MSB acquired. Unfortunately, we can't wield this yet as we need 50 ranged. So let's crack on with the fletching and we can park this amazing weapon wielding moment for later. 5 more levels of fletching has led us to 85 fletching. We can now fletch magic longbows. Let's get a magic log out the bank and string this sucker. There it is, our first magic longbow. Not sure we're ever going to use this, to be honest. Magic shortbows have lower damage and shorter range than their longer counterparts, but they are much faster, which can lead to higher damage outputs over time. As we are only going to use range on lower level enemies at this stage of the journey, the magic shortbow is much more useful for us. So the magic longbow, unfortunately, you're just gonna have to sit in my bank for a bit. But anyway, we have done a bunch of fletching, so before we finish it up, I want to take a short side quest to another task that we had on the list. Now, you might be thinking the short side quest is going to be 50 ranged, because we've got the magic shortbow now, but it's not. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a short side quest to buy the second item from the forestry log that we didn't get earlier. The item we need is the lumberjack legs, which requires 1,300 anima infused bark, 160 U logs, and 140 magic logs. This will leave only the lumberjack top left, but we need some redwood for that, so that's a way off for us. Right, that's everything we will need, so let's go buy it. Look at that, another collection log slot on Seers Supreme, the lumberjack legs unlocked, and that is collection log slot number 41. Look at those snazzy legs, holy moly. But fun is over, we should probably get back to the fletching grind. We are almost done with it now. After almost 4 million fletching XP, we've finally hit 87 fletching. What an achievement that is. It's not 99, but we are certainly on our way. Let's get 2 magic logs out to make the shield. Bish, bash, bosh. There it is, the magic shield. Put that on for another chunk task complete. Hell yes. We ended up on 131,000 U logs remaining, so we used almost exactly 40,000 logs to get from 72 to 87 fletching, and my lord, we have so many remaining, it's not even funny. But next up on the list is to tackle the smaller of the 2 final grinds in this chunk, and that's 50 range to wield the elusive magic shortbow. I believe right now that this is our best range gear. It consists of a bronze med helm, a leather body, studded chaps, the black cape, and a U shortbow. Luckily, we only have to go to 50 range, so this shouldn't cause us too much hassle, but is by no means our optimal setup. Let's hope we get better gear before we unlock a larger ranged grind. Well, I just completely zoned in like a madman for 10 entire levels, and we are already at 50 ranged. I can't believe that I just blazed through all those levels without even blinking, but now we need to go wield this magic shortbow. MSB is such a good upgrade for the account, and it's been a long time coming. Look at how good that looks. That's a chunk task complete. We're only left with 1 task now, but before we decide what the fire making plan is, a word from, well, me. Sorry for the intrusion, but I wanted to remind you of a few quick things. Apologies again. If you want to help the channel out, you can obviously like, comment, share, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. But you can also come watch me live on Tuesdays and Thursdays on Twitch or YouTube. You can join the Discord to come chat with the amazing community that we've built over the last few years. And you can also join the YouTube channel as a member and get some cool little things for your time. Thank you for listening. On with the pyromancy. What in the shizzle was all that about? Anyway, we have only 1 task remaining in this chunk, and that is 99 fire making to buy the fire making cape. Our first 99 cape that we can actually purchase, as the wood cutting cape is all the way over in Lumbridge. If you all may recall, there has been one gigantic snag in our fire making plans, and that is that even though we have a bunch of chunks, we still don't have access to a tinderbox. So technically, we can't create fire. You may be wondering then, Hannibal, if you can't create fire, how are you going to become a super cool fire guy? Well, that question was answered all the way back in October 2023, when Forestry Part 2 was released into the game. Along with all the events we know and love today, and 50 iterations of forestry that preceded Part 2, came Foresters' Campfires, a revelation in fire-making technology where using logs on an already built fire turns a normal fire into a Forester's Campfire. This allows all players to continuously feed logs to the fire, making it burn indefinitely or until it is unused for up to 180 seconds. This update forever changed this account, as a previously impossible skill has become possible sooner than we anticipated. When this change was brought into the game, the setback for utilising this AFK method was that you only received a third of the XP from your chosen log. This was still miles better than not being able to train it at all, as I have more logs than I can even bear to handle. So, during an early episode, we decided to add fire making to our chunk picker, and we hit up every forestry world that we can to start using campfires that other players had already spawned. During this part of our one chunk life, we got up to the required 60 fire making to burn a U log in our first chunk. Now, since then, we have had a further update to Foresters' Campfires, one of the 50 iterations that I mentioned, which came out in May 2025. And this was that now, when you use them, instead of receiving 1/3 of the XP, you now get full XP. You heard me right, full XP. However, to make this not an OP method that would probably overtake all the other fire making methods in the game, they upped the burn time per log from 4 ticks to 9 ticks, making this method over twice as slow as it was. Now, I don't know about you, but full XP and a super AFK method is right up my street. So, the only thing left to do is to find us a campfire and get to burning. Look at that, a kind soul has provided us with a fire just outside the bank. If I can keep this going, that should be a massive time save. I don't really want to be running backwards and forwards from maples or yew trees when I can literally just do this to 99. And because of this beautifully well-placed campfire, we have hit 75 fire making. That is a significant level because that means we can burn magic logs, which we have just unlocked. Let's get a magic log out of the bank to burn. And there it is, our first magic log set alight. We did not need to do this as a task, as you know, we've got 99 fire making for the cape, which trumps everything else, but we might as well have gone for it, right? So we did. We are also, just as a note, not going to be burning any more magic logs because we would have had to go and chop them all, and that's a massive time waste. And well, you know, we're not short on logs, are we? Literally only 1 hour later, my lord, fire making is so bloody quick, and we have 80 fire making. There really isn't anything interesting between now and 99 fire making other than, you know, maybe 90 fire making, so we can burn redwood logs. Although redwood trees are so far away from where we are that we are not only not going to burn their logs, but we won't be cutting them or planting them anytime soon, which is the exact reason we can't finish off the forestry collection log either, because we need redwood logs to make the lumberjack top, but we also need redwood logs to make the full forestry upgrade to the lumberjack outfit. We're going through these logs pretty quickly at this point, so it shouldn't be long before this grind is over and done with, and we'll be rolling once again. Alrighty, we are coming up to that big milestone I was just talking about, and there it is, 90 fire making. We can now, in 60 years, burn redwood logs. This is our third level 90 skill, with the first one obviously being woodcutting, but we did also get 92 strength down in the Elemental Workshop all that time ago. Right, there's not much between us right now and that 99 fire making, and we're just going to have to go full steam ahead. Well, I guess we missed an important milestone between 90 and 99 fire making, and that is being halfway. 92 fire making achieved. We are officially halfway to 99 fire making. We've been at this for almost a week now, so it makes sense it will probably be done with this grind in another week. It's fairly easy to train this skill pretty much wherever I am, which is so nice. I could be at home on the computer or at the gym with my phone, and it's still so chill. So let's do what we've just done all over again. Holy moly, I just noticed this. Keep your eye on those logs right there. We have lost ourselves a white stack after spending all that time trying to get it. That means to now, we have used over 71,000 logs on fletching and firemaking, which is wild. Who would have thought that to now, not only would we have gathered 171,000 new logs anyway, but the fact that we would have used 71,000 of them and still be left with just under 6 figures worth. That is crazy talk. Absolutely crazy. I wouldn't have believed you if you'd told me all those years ago that this is where we would be. But we've spent a lot of time firemaking, and all this time we've spent firemaking has given me so much time just to think about the account and what we're going to do next and what might be in our future. And I've realised that over the last 2 years I've mentioned several times about my ideal route through the one chunk and what the inevitable goal of the account actually is, and I've never actually given a solid answer. And I think now it's probably a good time to take a break from firemaking to discuss what the account goal actually is and what direction of travel I would prefer to do to reach it. Before we can know where we would like to go, we must first know where we want to end up. So what is the goal for Seers Supreme? What is inevitably the final achievement we could get that would make this whole journey worth it? Some people would say getting out the first chunk is enough for a Supreme One Chunker. Some people would want me to complete some crazy endgame content like raids or the Inferno. Some people may even say that seeing as I am a Supreme Chunker, I should do literally everything. Well, you would all be wrong. The endgame for Seers Supreme is relatively humble. We would want to max the account. Such a small amount of the total player base has achieved the elusive max cape, and I am fully among them. I have played 7 Old School Runescape accounts in total, and none of them have ever reached max level. The closest one I have is my group Ironman, who is sitting at time of record at a not too shabby 2,147 total level. Achieving the max cape on that account would be incredible, but that account has only the normal minimal Ironman restrictions, so the elation, the glory, the pride that I would feel achieving the max cape on my heavily restricted account would be reminiscent of completing the Inferno for the first time, killing that awful Souls boss you spent like 3 weeks on, finishing that quest that you've been doing for hours and hours without guides. I want this feeling. I need this feeling. Now, the next question you probably have is, how do I see myself getting there? Is there an ideal direction or process that we'd want to follow? One chunk is random, and it always will be, but that doesn't mean we can't have a game plan and hope that things work out the way that we want. If we take a look at my current map, we have 4 clear directions we can go. North will take us up to the Fremennik lands. This opens up the Fremennik Isles, gets us started on our potential first and closest boss in the Dagonoth Kings. It also gives us the opportunity to go to Keldagrim and Falador mines to easily tick off smithing and mining. East takes us towards Asgarnia. This will open up Herblore, give us access to Slayer, and potentially open up construction, all of which are going to be difficult to train. South takes us down towards Ardoin and the Feldip Hills. This forces us to complete farming, finish off Hunter, and opens up access to the Elven lands. And finally, West takes us closer to the gnomes, gets us a great way to train Slayer, and unlocks some iconic quests, but puts us dangerously close to one of the 3 death chunks that we have on the whole map. So, you may be thinking at this point, South and West sounds pretty rubbish, and I don't really have anything worthwhile in our goal to max level. And you'd be right. Even though there are some great training methods, North and East just have so much more to offer. We could easily find ourselves exploring the whole of Kandarin with nothing really of note to take away from it. So, North and East are a better option. But out of the 2, what gives us the best chance at hitting our goal sooner? Well, East takes us in a straight line towards Herblore and into the Warriors Guild so we can actually access the Max Island, but this may trap us in Herblore Hell for a long time, which is something we actually want to try and avoid for as long as we can. So north, into the Fremennik lands, seems to be the most logical route. It means we can potentially hit Keldagrim early on, get 99 smithing and mining done, pop out into Falador and do 99 construction. We can then head into Mistalin and unlock runecrafting, finish off prayer, and get some bosses to finish off our combat stats. And then we can hit farming, Slayer, Herblore, sailing and crafting a bit later on when we have more chunks available to us. I know, you think I'm crazy. None of this will pan out how I want it to, and I've missed a bunch of important roadblocks in my rant. But if you don't have dreams, then you don't have anything to look forward to. So let's get this fire making grind finished up so we can see what the gods have in store for us at the next chunk roll. Whoa, we hit 8 figures and I didn't even realise that's 10 million fire making XP received in just over a week of burning logs. This method is so OP. I've been paying minimal attention. I've only been running from bank booth to the front doors and clicking like 3 times, and that's about it. I've also been keeping an eye on my XP per hour, and we are fluctuating between 110 and 120k XP per hour, which is so crazy. So over 2 weeks at 110k XP per hour, we will have put in a whopping 118 hours once we are done with this grind, which works out on average at 8 hours per day for 2 weeks. That's insane. That's a full-time job that we are fully doing right now. Again, I am bad at maths, so please correct me if I'm dumb and stupid and wrong. Also, I wanted to take a moment right now to thank everybody who shows up in Seers Village to show support to me and the series. It is really, really appreciated, and I'm so thankful this community are so bloody nice, genuine, and most of all, supportive. A special shout out to the doctors for dropping by while I was grinding away on my laptop playing Ghost of Yote to relax by the campfire, and a massive thanks for the bonds as well. God, you lot are so bloody cool, man. It warms my bloody heart. Right. This is a massive moment for the account. We're about to hit 98 fire making without leaving Seers Village. This skill has been fully trained in Seers Village using only Forester's campfires. God, I'm so proud of this. We have one more level to go for 99 and we can finally buy our first cape on the account, even though we have access to one already. God, I'm so excited for this. Right, we are going to go and have to share this moment with the beloved community just before we roll another chunk. 7 chunk man, 7 chunk man, 7 chunk man. As always, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining me on this epic journey. Who would have thought we'd be here? 6 chunk man, about to be 7 chunk man. I am on world 309. Which text is it? This is a good question. There it is. Thormius. Look at you, with the fire making cape as well. Amazing work. Unbelievable. Thank you so much, Thormius, for that. Right. We are this close to 99 fire making. I have cut it so unbelievably close. Oh, it's been a wild couple of weeks. We've done some crazy stuff. Things in my life have changed. It's been amazing. What a couple of weeks. Oh, the other thing was we again missed it by that much. We got 68.9 million instead of 69 million, and we got down to 68,500 logs instead of 69,000 logs. I'm a disgrace to the One Chunk community. I am a disappointment to the whole internet for not lining those things up properly. Here we go. We spent the past 2 weeks still in Seers Village. Like literally, I got the few bits out of the way in Sorcerer's Tower. We came back into Seers Village, stood at the bank, and we've been bank standing ever since. So we actually haven't technically left Seers Village at all for this chunk. Not really. But here we go. One more log. Finish Fox, thank you for the prime. Here we go. 99 fire
Finish
making.
Fox just subscribed with prime.
What a day.
Congrats on 99 fire making.
Unbelievable. Right, congratulations, you are now a master of fire making. Why not visit Ignatius, south of Seers Village? He has something special that is only available to true masters of the fire making skills. And that's me right now. Come on. Thank you all for being here. What a day. Let's go and take 99,000 coins and get off to our good friend Ignatius For the second 99 on the account, the second 99, we're about to get a trimmed fire-making cape. Unbelievable. Unbloody believable. There he is. There is Ignatius. Can I help you at all? Ignatius, you certainly well can, my friend. I want to buy your skill cape of fire making. Yes, please. It will cost you 99,000 coins. Ticking it off. It's a reasonable purchase. Here we go. Chunk task complete. That is both 99 fire making, wearing the cape, as well as having that as our best in slot for various different things. And it's the first cape on the account. Look at the drip. Matches the foxes. Oh, this is... I'm not taking this off. This is never coming off. Look at that. Unbelievable. Can't believe we're here. Second 99 on the account. First skill cape. Just unbelievable. Pheasant cape crying in the bank. Sorry, pheasant. Right. Let me do the skill cape emote. Whoa. Look at that. Is that it? Unbelievable. Is that all it is? I just flick that from one hand to the other. Oh. Fine. Let me look at that. Look at the agility cape. It's just... whatever. Okay, well that was underwhelming. Bloody fire-making skill cape nonsense. But here we are. We're in the chunk picker. We can finally tick both of these off. 99 fire-making. Obtain the fire-making cape. Done. We're done. Right. I need to now talk to you about the chunks, because there is a couple of new chunks that were unlocked last time that we didn't talk about. And there is one chunk in here which is very, very scary now. Okay? So, chunk number 1 is a corner chunk. There's nothing in there. It's just a tiny, tiny, tiny little bit here so that I can access round the back down to the side of Sinclair's mansion. I keep saying Sinclair mansion. So, that's a nothing chunk. Number 2 is Camelot Castle. So in Camelot Castle, there's just the 50 farming grind. I'm 49.5 farming at this point. So if we get one of those chunks, it's going to be a little bit of a grind because I'll have to world hop rake action for probably a bit longer than I want. But it's not too bad. Number 3. So number 3 is an 11-year grind. Okay? And I'm going to explain to you why it might be an 11-year grind. So, when we unlocked Sinclair Mansion, we unlocked a fishing spot or 2 outside Sinclair Mansion. Those fishing spots are for pike and some other bits. And I need to be, I think it's like 32 fishing for pikes or something. Something like that. So we unlocked those pike fishing spots. I have the fishing level because I've been doing all the bob randoms for the past 2 years. I now have the fishing level to fish pikes. Unfortunately, at this point, we did not have access to any fishing rods at all. So we couldn't fish from the pike fishing spots anyway. So it wasn't a problem. If we roll 3, we can buy a fishing rod from the charter ship people. And unfortunately, I can get bait off the men and women drop table at a 1 in 25 chance. And I get 1 bait in that 1 in 25 chance. So I calculated that if I was to get the heron fishing pet from the pike fishing spot on rate, it would take about 11 years-ish. Because it's like a 1 in 306,000 chance to get the heron from a pike fishing spot. It would take, a 1 in 25 drop from men and women. And I would have to essentially, let's say it takes 5 seconds as an average to kill one man or woman. If you times that by 305,000, you get 1 bait per drop. We're looking at an 11-year grind. Number 4 is Legends Guild. So Legends Guild has a bear drop table, basically nothing else in it. We don't have access to any mining equipment, so we can't do any of the stuff with the coal rocks or the iron ore or whatever it is in a Legends Guild. So that's that. Number 5, let's go in numerical order. Number 5 is the Relica Bridge. So I can't have access to the chunks at the top until I've got number 5. That is also a 50 farming grind. It's the same as Camelot Castle. I'm almost there, raking content, blah, blah, blah. But it's actually a worse version of that because number 5 has 1 raking patch, whereas number 2 has 4 raking patches. So 2 would be quicker than 5. And that's it. Once I've got 5, I then unlock the chunks around the ones at the top. I'll get Relica and all that kind of stuff. Number 6 is Magruber's Wood. That is also a nothing grind. It's got nothing in there. It's just 1 guard dog. I think there's like a 1 in 25 Penhold head drop, and that's it. So that's a quick and easy grind. And then number 7 is the infamous Ranging Guild grind. So we already have a magic short bow. So I'm not really overly worried about number 7, but that is 99 ranged to get the Ranging Cape. And I think there might be a couple of other things in here as well. We can get Heron apparently in that chunk. I don't know how we're managing that. Maybe it's the same dealio. Maybe I can get a fishing rod in there somehow. I don't know. We'll have to figure that one out. A couple of Kandarin diaries, a couple of other bits. Got to get the Ranging Cape. So overall, not too bad of a thing. And that's it. So that's everything we can get now. Generally, we're all right. But here we go. We're pressing it. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Come on. Something good. Come on. Stop moving. Stop moving. It's number 1. Hey, we are a 7 chunk man. Look at that. Soon to be an 8 chunk man. Right. Does this unlock anything? It does not. So let's very quickly. Let's head over there. Give it a little look-see. Oh, where am I off? I'm off this way. Oh. Can you believe it? More corner content. Unreasonable. We've rolled so many corner content that why? Oh, there we go. It's loaded. It's like, why did we not have access to that part of the chunk? But yeah, we've got so many corner content so far that we're actually now we've ran out of corner content. We've done them all, so there will be no more corner content. Amazing work. What a day. Thank you all for being here, guys. Feels so good to do this together. Unbelievable. Let's make our way down the back of this bit. Stand up against the edge. This is all we have access to. Just this tiny little bit here. Look at that. That's what we're about to unlock. Right. Boop. Boop. Access. And now for the inaugural moving across the line. Da-na! Look at this. Look at all this. Got so much room for activities. So much room for activities. If anyone's seen Step Brothers, it's one of my favourite films of all time. It's so funny. Yes, I'm a child and I like it. Unbelievable. Let's sit down in our new chunk while we go back to the chunk picker. We are now set to be an 8 chunk man. Are we ready? I'm going to press this button. Now we want either 1 or 4. They're the ones we want. Here we go. Here we go. Come on. Please. Please be kind. Please be kind. I've done my time. Oh, shit. Wow. That's not good. And on that bombshell, thank you to the channel members. In the Soothsayer tier, we have Matt W, Extreme Gnome, Diggydog SP, Ixtarian, Tiltmaster Flex, Patrick McGrory Moran, 6Killer5, Sir Necron, Eric Anderson Pradal, and Chunk Evil. In the Oracle tier, we've got Hunterman, Uberhasu, Homph, Beldereth, The Biggest MHG, Old Sousebouse, Crothus, Hans Ola, Sub-Zero Hafton. And in the Sage tier, we've got Teeters and Big Cat, also known as Nolo. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate every single one of you. See you all next time.